We're looking at the Euro Canadian dollar 4-hour chart, and we've been following this downtrend. Now we've got our high and our low marked out. Let's push play on the market and see what happens. So the market pushes up. We actually have a wick break of the high, but it's not a break and a close above, so I do not yet consider this trend broken. We'll keep our eye out for a break of the low to see if the trend is continuing. And we get the same sort of thing. We get a wick touch of that low and a push back up off it, showing some resistance at both the high and the low. Let's push the market forward. Remember, we've got to wait. Oh, there we are. There's our 3-candle pullback. So it looks to me like the market has pushed down. It's pushed back up to the same area as the high and pushed back down to the same area as the low. Now, this doesn't give me any real confirmation at the moment, but it's looking to me like there's some resistance around here at the top and some resistance at the bottom, meaning that we didn't have buyers come in and push the market above this high, and sellers could not push the market any further below this point as well. So it's indicating the market is in a point of indecision. As such, I'm going to put this line in here to indicate the low to the high and our high back to our low. So while these lines mark out specific points, I class consolidation as more of an area it's bouncing off. So to do that, I'll find each of the bounces and I will look for the lowest upper bodies at the top here. So that would be these first ones here. And I will look for the highest wick, which would be that candle there. And I'll mark this orange as well, just to keep consistent. And so that is going to be our upper consolidation zone. I'll do the same at the bottom. One of the things I like to do with consolidation is to have approximately the same size zones above and below. And I'll take the larger of the two size zones for that. So the easiest way for me to do this is to drag up to the next body of the next candle. They look to be about the same size now, so my zones feel evenly matched. Now I can extend them forward and back, and actually we can see here we've already touched this zone in a previous area. We've had some resistance up here on the move before moving into consolidation. So that point actually reinforces our consolidation zone, but for this example, let's pretend we haven't seen that. Now with consolidation, seeing as I have zones which have a little bit more flexibility with them, I also have a little bit more flexibility with what a break outside the zone means. In order for me to consider it a breakout of consolidation, I'll be looking for a candle which is broken out of this region and does not touch it. Let's push the market forward and see what happens. Okay, right here we get a prime example of what I was just talking about. We have one big candle pushing up right through the zone. It actually got right up to here before being pushed back a little bit. And then we had another candle which has closed within the zone and has a wick going right through to below. Now with that push through there without a break and a close beyond it and a push back into our zone within these two areas, I now officially class us to be in consolidation. We are not making higher highs. We are not making lower lows. We just have the market generally moving sideways as it's known. Okay, once again, let's push the market forward and look for our next point. We're moving down quite rapidly. And here we are. We just entered the zone and had a little bit of a bounce out as well. That is once again reinforcing our zone. Oh, and we get a couple of wicks in there. And we get a push back up. Now, an interesting observation there is that while we've had pushes up and down, which have made it pretty efficiently into these areas, on this last one, we've got a couple of very large candles showing a lot of massive movement at specific points. And with this push up, we haven't actually quite made it up to our zone yet. Now we can see we had a little bit of activity around that region just before. We've got this large push up to that region and it hasn't quite been able to clear it. So I'm starting to get hesitant on whether we have enough power to get back up to this level here. We'll see what happens. And we're down in the zone again already. And we have there we are. We have a break and a close beyond the zone. And we have our first candle which does not touch it. Now that candle there is an indication that the consolidation may be over. So to finish drawing our trend there, This one being the one that did not make it up to the higher zone. There was a little bit of cause for alarm. And then we get our push down again into our zone before breaking down and having this candle here, which does not touch. Now that it's broken out of there and stayed below it, I would actually be looking to follow the trend down now. I would be looking to see if this makes a downtrend. And if we push the market forward, we can see it does actually begin to push down and then have a couple of pullbacks as well before, where's our low? Well, we're getting a little bit more kind of consolidation around this region as well. So the market's in a bit of indecision. We'll see what happens. Do we get another? There we are. We get another push down. So it shows the market moved down. There was another area of consolidation where it wasn't quite sure about where it wanted to go before breaking down one more time. Now, my first clue that consolidation would be coming to an end is that our highs over here did not reach our upper area. And when we came back down to this area, we actually passed right through it and had a candle which did not touch the lower zone. So that to me was the signifier that the area of consolidation is over and we should start looking for either a trending market or another area of consolidation. So one question that comes up quite often is when we're looking at the charts, why don't we consider this to be a high with a 3-candle pullback, a high with a 3-candle pullback, and another high, thus indicating an uptrend? Well, that's because we never actually broke beyond the highs and lows of the last move of the previous trend. So this area here was the high of our downtrend, and this area being the low, and we began to consolidate within those regions. So by the time we recognized that we may be in consolidation, we turned our specific line into a zone and then eased up on our rules of what constitutes a break of the zone. As in, a break and a close beyond this area doesn't necessarily mean that we are outside of consolidation. If we were still using our specific line, this would be a break and a close of our high, and we would start thinking about an uptrend from here. So then we would look for our next low, and we wouldn't be able to make a new high. Then we would break the trend once again. So we would have failed to recognize the area of consolidation here, rather mistaking it for an uptrend. We were then able to understand that we were in a period of consolidation and use the clues given to us to wait for a breakout of this area before looking for a trend move once again.